Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms and our vampire. Oh yes, and this is what he's currently looking like right now. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. We got paid in promise just now as well. We've leveled up his spellcraft a little bit here. As you can see, he barely made it to 200 spellcraft. It's been, yes, kind of annoying, but apart from that, we also got to clan tier 4, and I have gotten this. Now, I've only used this in one battle, and I'd like to actually experience that alongside you when we go into Brass Keep in just a moment, because Brass Keep is kind of the yardstick, as it were, kind of to determine how effective a particular career actually is. And yeah, sure, I'm not actually full level or anything like that just yet. I need to be level 30 to be able to be that, because then I'd have this potentially. And, well, I mean, I could have that or I could have this. It just very much depends on what we want. From my perspective, I feel like I actually don't know. I think that actually it might be good to remove maybe this one. I think maybe this one is not exactly great, but I'm going to tell you why I think maybe it is actually kind of good when we get into the siege. So, first of all, this is where we currently are. As you can see, I've been building some trebuchets. This is the last one to be built. I don't have a huge amount of engineering skill, unfortunately, so it does take me a little bit of time, and that's the reason why I actually wanted to, you know, get a head start on this before I actually started the video. But yeah, anyway, there we go. Let's just do this, and there we have it. Okay, so apart from the fact that obviously we have the next clan tier and everything, and the class ability is going to be extremely useful for us, the main issue I'm going to have is survivability. And I think maybe what we're going to have to do is we will definitely have to check to see if we can buy some new spells. Because obviously, now that we've reached 200, I haven't gone to a magic teacher in quite some time. And, well, I think it might be a good idea to check it out, right? Yeah, I think it might be a really good idea. Now, there is also a thing with the new career options that allow us to gain the Everling's Secret, which basically transforms your overflowing Winds of Magic recharge rate into dark energy. And from my perspective, that is absolutely incredible. I think that is probably one of the most powerful career options in the game, just purely because if you don't have a fief like I do, because apparently, according to some people in the comments, if you have a fief, it actually increases your dark energy income. And I had no idea that that was the case. I literally had no idea. Because obviously I had no idea. I haven't played this character before, so I wouldn't know, I wouldn't know. Anyway, yeah, there's not much for me to take here. And you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually going to save. Now, the main reason why I'm saving right now is because I have had a crash in Brass Keep before. Not specifically with this character, but I have had crashes with Brass Keep, and I kind of want to try to prevent that from causing me to lose any kind of meaningful progression, even though we haven't really done anything, but I have leveled up a little bit, spent some perks, and so on and so forth. So I don't really want to be in a situation where I have to do that again. Now, as I said, survivability, the reason why I was talking about the spells as well is because I'm kind of maybe hoping that we can get a spell that improves our toughness a little bit. Because obviously, if you think about this, okay, think about this for a real quick second. There is, you know the Bretonnian Damsel, right? The Bretonnian Damsel is a class that fundamentally just has massive amounts of survivability, natural survivability, and it's actually staggering how good she actually is at surviving because she has so much ward save. And it makes a huge difference. It really does. It makes an absolutely huge difference. Whereas the Necroc has, I think, very little. It feels to me like he has very little survivability in his career tree. So the best thing that he can do is, well, you guessed it, just stay out of the battle pretty much, which is kind of sad to me, because I feel like it would be more fun if we could get stuck in there, but obviously that's not really doable, because the funny thing is, if I were to get shot by one of these thrown weapon users, because you can best bet that I'm going to get shot by one of these at some point. There we go, we actually gained a level. The reason why I'm also coming in here is because I want to test how effective it is to actually win with the Necroc in comparison to the Way Watcher and the Warrior Priest. We didn't really test the Spell Singer, unfortunately, even though it would have been cool to test that here too, because I think that would be really, really fun. But obviously, if it's already it's already gone, you know. But I do think the Spell Singer would be absolutely amazing, because I would be able to look at how many levels I'm gaining right now. Look at how many levels I'm gaining. This is just insanity. And this is kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to the Necroc in general, because look at it this way. Look at what's happening right now. I'm using Magic Bolt, right? I'm using Magic Bolt to kind of, shall we say, supplement my overall spell charge, because obviously it takes a little bit of extra time to get a charge. Obviously the continual generation of the career spell is quite slow, and so I like to speed that up a little bit with some Magic Bolt usage, right? But the thing is, if we are going to use Magic Bolt over and over again, or if we want to use something else like Screaming Skull or something like that, then that's going to take a pretty significant amount of Winds of Magic. But because we have that thing that regenerates our magic a little bit, I think it's 0.25% per target hit or something like that, right? It's a very minuscule gain. But if you think about it in that case, where you think about, hey, you know what? If I use a very economical spell, because what I'm doing right now is I'm using an economical spell. I'm using something like Magic Bolt, which only costs me 4 Winds of Magic. 4! Which is nothing, basically. That is absolutely the most minuscule cost that you could really think of. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to maximize my efficiency. There is no real reason for me to do anything else. I can basically just, as I said, I can just stand here and do this infinitely over and over again. In comparison to the Way Watcher, for example, because I personally found the Way Watcher to be more powerful than the Warrior Priest, mostly because the Way Watcher doesn't have to put itself into any kind of dangerous situation. The Way Watcher can pretty much just stand where I am right now with the Necroc and pretty much just shoot people and, you know, get decent amount of damage, get some spell charge, and then be able to use their career ability. So it has very little danger associated with its particular class. Whereas the Warrior Priest, that's a very, very different story. The Warrior Priest basically has to go in there. It has to go in there, it has to deal damage with melee, it has to get stuck in and put itself at risk. And in my opinion, that puts it down, in my opinion. You know, that puts it a little bit further down than a ranged character like what we have here. But as you can see, this is kind of like rinse and repeat, right? This is rinse and repeat. I don't really need to have any skill to do this, you know. There's no skill involved in me doing this. The Warrior Priest, it was much more intense, right? Much more intense. Like, you know, I'd have to actually play and be quite, I don't know, be a little bit antsy about it as well, because it is actually quite hard to make sure that you survive against such a significant amount of troops. And, well, when it comes to the Way Watcher, obviously that's completely different. The Way Watcher and the Necroc they're basically just going to be standing there doing basically nothing, because there is no need for them to do anything, right? Absolutely no need for them to do anything. They can literally just relax completely. And this is the same thing. I mean, look at what's going on here. I can stay out of range of the enemy's thrown weapons. And that's all I need to do. I literally do not need to do anything else. I can just do this. And look at my Winds of Magic at the moment. My Winds of Magic right now is at, what is it, 95? Is it at 95? I think it's at 95. So let me actually just see what happens. There we go. I hit a bunch of enemies, and I'm now at, is that at 98? Am I literally at 98? I think so. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I'm at 98. But I can do 2 casts of this, and now I'm at 101. So I gain basically 3 Winds of Magic every single usage, which I do think is extremely minuscule. But because I am using an economical spell like Magic Bolt, it allows me to generate more charge over time and is much more efficient than if I were to use something like Screaming Skull, because there's no point in me using Screaming Skull. I just need the charge, right? I just need the charge to be able to use my career ability, because I can use this twice for free, basically. You know, for free. I don't need to spend any Winds of Magic to be able to do this. And look at how many enemies I've killed. I'm literally done. I am literally done. And the funny thing about that is that I am indeed obviously using super speed here, which makes a huge difference. Don't get me wrong. This really does make a huge difference and is one of my favorite mods for Bannerlord. Highly recommended if you want to get it. It is so useful, because I really do not like waiting around for, you know, troops to arrive or anything like that, and there seems to be only 15 remaining. So we are literally just going to tell my infantry to charge in now, and look at that, there you go, we're done. This was the easiest, I think at least, I think this was the easiest siege we've ever had at Brass Keep. Which says quite a lot, because I thought the Way Watcher was really strong. I actually thought the Way Watcher was really powerful. But if you think about it this way, the Way Watcher doesn't have the ability to do that infinitely. If I had an infinite amount of enemies, or let's just say that I had more than 2,000, right? Let's say I had, I don't know, what? Let's say I had 10,000, right? Let's say I had 10,000 enemies, and I was killing 200 enemies every single wave or whatever. I wouldn't be able to do that, because you need to use multiple arrows potentially, you know, depending on if they have shields or if you miss or whatever. And it's not really going to work out too well in comparison to having a class that literally just uses magic and that can regenerate that magic over time. And that's exactly what happened. And that just goes to show. So this is definitely very strong. I am not going to be taking all the prisoners. I am going to be taking some of the Chaos Warriors of Nurgle, because why wouldn't I? The main reason why I'm obviously going to be doing that is because I'm going to get capped out now. I'm going to get capped out at 2,500 very easily, and as you can see, we also have a massive amount of level ups to be able to do, and I would love to be able to actually equip pretty much all of this gear, but I'm not going to do that. I am just going to donate it. There is no point in me keeping it or anything like that. And there you go. Okay, so that faction was completely eliminated, and I think we can wholeheartedly say that the Necrarch is so far the most powerful when it comes to dealing with Brass Keep, which, in my opinion, is a pretty... I think it's a pretty... maybe it's not a difficult siege. I don't know. But from my perspective, I feel like it's quite difficult, mostly because there are just so many enemies, and you do have to have a relatively strong character. It cannot be a character that... and I'm going to say this with, you know, the utmost respect, but the Empire... If you're not a warrior priest, and if you're not a bright wizard, and you're the other thing, then you might have some issues in this case. You might have some issues, because I don't know whether they have anything that can be particularly useful in terms of an AoE situation. So it's going to be very difficult to deal damage to large amounts of enemies at once. I could just be, you know, pulling that out of nowhere, but I think that is indeed the case. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to sell some stuff, obviously. This is also what I've been doing off screen. I've basically just been going to pretty much every single town that I can get my hands on. And it did take me quite a while to get over here, obviously, but it's okay, because we can just make our way back. And we're going to go and take a look at some master level spells. And I also leveled up 4 times. Yes, actually 4 times. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Let's go for a point in intelligence right here. What else do I actually want to go for? I guess scouting skill. Do I want polearms? Not really. I don't really care about polearms, to be honest. I don't really care about any of that stuff, to be fair. Leadership, I guess. We could go for some tactics skill, I suppose. Just a little bit of it, right? Just a little bit. And then, as you can see, we have 2 free career points. So what do we want to go for? Do we want to summon a Wraith on impact and spell damage charge is increased by 25%? That's kind of good, but it also, the main reason why I'm thinking of getting this is because spell damage increases roguery, and I kind of like that. The only reason why I'm not taking that right now is because this one gives us 30 dark energy, but does that really matter? Not really. So I'm going to go for dark visions instead, even though 30 dark energy is going to make a pretty, I think, a pretty significant difference to us. Did I gain a lot of spellcraft from that? No, only 200. Wow, yeah. We gained three spellcraft points from that entire battle. I think that the career spell should really improve your spellcraft, in my opinion. And we finally made it back. Now, what's really funny is that I was actually lugging these absolutely huge ignoramuses across the entirety of the map, and I should have sold them a long time ago, but there you go. We're going to sell them for 36,000 here. And who is this? I actually don't know who this is. I have never ever seen someone like this ever before. Oh, she's just a vampire of some kind. All right. Well, that's kind of nice, I guess. That is kind of nice. Cool, cool. Maybe she can actually lead our infantry or our cavalry or something like that. I did say that I wanted someone like that. So, pretty nice that, that she's now with us. And let's see what we can do. So, yeah, let's take a look at the... spells that we can now learn. So we've got Grave Call here, which obviously summons 25 Grave Guards. That sounds pretty fun. Applies medium damage. Yes. Okay. Wait a second. Okay, right now I am actually thinking of getting Gravecall. I think that sounds super fun. But the problem with it is that it costs 26 Winds of Magic. And for the Necroc, I don't know whether that's particularly useful. Is that really useful? That's the question. Is that really useful? I guess I'll go for it. Why not? Because as far as I'm aware, summoning magic usually tends to level up your spellcraft just that little bit faster than damaging magic. At least that's what I've seen so far. Let's have a look at this. This is a vortex. This is actually a nice one as far as I'm aware. But this is random. I think that's the one I was thinking of, because I've used that before in a previous series. Yeah, these ones are all... This is dark magic, obviously. Enemies affected experience a soul-draining damage over time effect, causing them to take 12 damage every second for a duration of 12 seconds. Well, it very much depends on if I can use this on a huge smattering of units, but the problem with this, once again, is that it costs 36 Winds of Magic. And I think that because it's a hex, right? Because it's a hex, it is... I think it is going to apply, right? Isn't it going to actually apply to the enemy rather than being a ground effect? Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can actually pay some dark energy. And I believe you can increase the amount of laws that you know. So if you want to do that, then by all means. From my perspective, I really don't mind. I'm actually fine with what we have at the moment. I am not actually even using all of our spells, which is hilarious. Maybe I should get some more spells. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to actually get rid of this one. I'm going to take Raise the Dead again. Gonna get rid of Soul Rain because I'm not actually using that ever either. And Magic Bolt, which is hilarious because I actually said, hey, I'm not going to use Magic Bolt anymore. No. Actually, I am using that almost all the time, which is such a funny coincidence, isn't it? Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm never going to use that ever. But no, I'm actually using that almost all the time because it is just so good. It is literally... I know it sounds super dumb for me to say that because it is such a minor spell and it is the first spell that you get, but it is economical like nothing else in the game. And that literally just says everything you need to know, you know? Because if you're playing smartly, then that's pretty much what you're going to be using. You're going to use that because you're going to want to continue generating your career ability, because your career ability is the main reason why you're actually going to do damage as the Necroc. At least, that's from my perspective. Maybe you have a different opinion on it, and that's absolutely fine, you know? We all have our different play styles and everything, and it is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. It is a huge amount of fun for us to use spells like Screaming Skull and any number of other things, you know, that kill loads of enemies on screen at once, but the career ability does that, and more, and it's just so good. I don't know, there's not really anything that I can say about that, apart from, yeah, it's just so nice. We're spending 1,400 to level up all of our troops right now. Wow, okay. I didn't realize I was actually going to gain so many level ups from that, but okay, apparently I did. And I'm actually going to be attempting to take this town, and this is going to be quite funny because I haven't actually tried to take a proper town in quite some time. The main reason why is because usually it's very frustrating, okay? Usually it is a very frustrating experience, and I personally like to try to avoid that as much as possible because I think that it's mostly a waste of time. Because what's going to happen, I'm going to just save here because I'm worried about crashes, because in my off-screen time I had a crash and I'm kind of paranoid about it now. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we did before at Brass Keep, and then we're going to see what happens, because I actually think that, and this is going to maybe sound a little bit weird, but I actually 100% truly believe that towns like this, and castles and so on and so forth, even castles, they are more difficult than Brass Keep. I know that sounds, as I say, maybe that sounds absolutely ludicrous, but actually I think that is a fact. I think that is a fact, because in these cases, this guy's going to take over my siege now. Ah, how unfortunate. Oh, it's actually not even unfortunate. Look at how fast he's actually building the engineering stuff. It's because we've got so many vassals with us right now, but unfortunately he's playing really badly with the trebuchets. So they're just going to get themselves immediately killed, which is very sad. But everything is building extremely fast. Oh, we have even more people. What? This is crazy. Why didn't he wait for the walls to go down? Why didn't he wait for the walls? He could have easily... We've got 6,000. Okay, I guess that's the reason why he's not waiting for the walls. We have literally over 6,400 troops. I guess I am actually kind of happy that I did save before coming in here, because whenever I've been in a battle with over 1,000 troops, I usually end up having a crash for some reason. I don't know why, because it shouldn't, you know. The Old Realms is a very stable mod in general from what I have experienced. And as I say, in my entire time playing so far, I think I've experienced maybe 2 total crashes in the entire time. And that's very minimal. in comparison to a lot of other things that you might have had the opportunity to play in the past. Wow, that's really bad. That was a super, super bad usage of my ability here. I'm looking for something good. I'm looking for a good opportunity right here. Maybe this one? Yeah, no, that's not so good. Ooh, nice damage. Nice damage from Bianca right there. She literally gave me back my my career ability instantaneously. That is very nice. Okay, shall I use it here? Yeah, that only killed 4 people. Yeah, that's not exactly great. I wonder, can I use my spell against the gate? I don't think that's going to do anything, right? Highly unlikely, right? Oh, it actually did hit some people. That's funny. And we do have a Wraith, because bear that in mind. Every single time I use my career ability now, I am getting a Wraith summoned. Look at... Okay, now, I think... I actually... Okay, I'm going to say it right now. I think the vampires, the vampire NPCs... Look at this! That's my companion! That was my companion right there that literally killed all those people. Yeah, okay, so anyway, as I was going to say... before I was really interrupted by such an incredible devastation brought by Bianca right there. Yeah, anyway, point is, I actually think that the vampire NPCs are probably some of the most powerful that you're going to see in regards to their strategies and in regards to their techniques. And I'm not even talking about, I mean, yeah, obviously this is very lore accurate, right? This is very, very lore accurate because this is what they would, you know, this is what they'd be like, you know. It would be mostly NPCs doing this. It would be, I'm not talking about NPCs. I mean, it would be mostly lords doing this rather than regular troops, right? You know, they are not, they're not a faction that relies on troops so much, more, you know, to do their damage, shall we say. It's more to do with the vampires actually being the ones that, you know, do everything. And this is exactly what is happening here. And it's actually crazy. It is actually insane to see that. I'm kind of a little bit worried about this though, gotta say. Yes. Don't shoot me in the face, please. I would appreciate it. Oh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? No. Run, sir. Run. Okay, there we go. Grave Call. Summon these guys. I don't know whether they're gonna get summoned up here. Oh, they do. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. Grave Guards. Go get them. Go get them, Grave Guards. Alright, yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. That is an incredible spell. Love that. And now my Grave Guards are going to go and they're going to kill everyone, or try to at the very least. And that's going to get me even more spell charge. And I think, as I say, I think the only downside to the Necrarch that I've seen so far is literally just that it is so fragile. Even in comparison to the Bretonnian Damsel. I think the Bretonnian Damsel in the old version of the mod, because obviously it's, you know, it's been a while since I played the Damsel. The Damsel is very, very strong in regards to its survivability. Whereas this guy, not so much. I'm killing my own troop. Oh, I killed myself. Oh no. See, now that's also a thing that tends to happen quite often. You do tend to kill all of your troops in the area as well as killing yourself, and that does happen quite a lot. And that is just purely because your career ability is so incredibly strong. It's really, really strong. Anyway, there we go. We did manage to do something there, and well, we got some prisoners, but I'm just going to leave them all. Oh, and we're now up to 1900 dark energy once again, which is actually hilarious. There you go. Okay, that's very nice. I like that a great deal. Wait a minute. Oh, we got another one. We got another one of these. Oh yes, I'm gonna recruit more of these. The necromancers can go away. I'm gonna take these Lamian countesses. Thank you very much. They are very powerful. I'm not entirely sure what they're even using right now. I should probably go to the spell book and take a look. It feels like they're using Soul Rain. I think they might be using Soul Rain to do that damage, but let's just take a quick look, shall we? Strength of combat. Chill Wind. Really? Oh no, Bianca. Oh no, Bianca is mine, as you can see. Bianca is mine, right? Yeah. Yeah. So she literally used this? Really? Okay. I'm kind of surprised. She used that to deal that much damage? That must be an incredible spell. I am extremely impressed, but yeah, anyway, that just goes to show, you know, it's exactly how it is in Blood Bowl as well. Obviously, maybe it's a little bit embarrassing for me to say, but that is the extent of my knowledge about Warhammer Fantasy, with the very small exception of playing some Vermintide. I played that a while ago, and I still didn't really know a huge amount about the Warhammer Fantasy universe, but I do know that the vampires are indeed very much the powerhouses of the faction in comparison to the fodder that they would otherwise be summoning. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.